Welcome to the stream, everyone. Happy Sunday. Day of reflection and rest in preparation for the work week is what I would say if I wasn't laid off from work still. Obviously that problem hasn't been solved in 3 days, but I have worked on my resume, so I imagine during the work week I'll be spending most of my time focusing on finding more work in place of actually working, which is fine by me. It's honestly less of a struggle. Things have been pretty hectic though. I've gotten enough rest in, I promise, but there's so much for me to do. I'm realizing just how many messes I left behind when I was working. Like, things really started catching up to me and my stress levels were out of this fucking world. It has taken me a while to catalog all the different messes that I left behind. I'm sure there are still many that I haven't noticed, but there's messes all over the house, there's messes all over my hard drive, there's messes I've left of people I need to talk to and unfinished business to take care of, and, you know, some hang-ups of my own that I gotta figure out. I kind of was moving fast and breaking things for a little while there because my job was just so damn stressful. It genuinely is a relief to not have to work there anymore. I'm really hoping my next step will be a lot cleaner. But while I work towards that, I have many, many messes to clean up, and hopefully that will be a huge improvement on my mental health, to not have all that stress. Rennie says, can I just come over and clean your fucking house, please? Rennie, you're not the only one to have offered, and it's not just the house. The house is something I can take care of. I mean, yes, you can come over and you should come over. We have a new couch for you to stay on, even if the middle bedroom isn't set up yet. But it's not the grody-ass couch that we used to have. It's somewhere that you could sleep, if you ever wanted to come over. But the messes in the house are not so much the point as it is just so much backlogged stuff. I gotta take my car out to have the tires replaced, and there's just a lot. Riley says, fuck yeah, new couch. Yeah, we found a couch on the side of the road, like, in our neighborhood. Somebody just left a perfectly good sectional out there, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. So I coordinated with the people who put it out on the road, and they said, yeah, we're leaving it out here for the trash people to take, so you can have it if you want. And it's a perfectly fine couch. So we just picked it up and brought it down to our place. It kind of rocks, actually. Now my partner and I both get to lay down when we're doing something on the TV. I was expecting to have to spend 4 digits on a new sectional, you know, and now there's just a sectional in the house, just like I've wanted for the past, 5 years. See, it's funny. We used to have a sectional. When I was living with my family, we had this green sectional since I was a teenager, and it was a good 15, 20 years old, maybe. Not 20. 15, though. Yeah, over 15 years old. And obviously, over time, with 4 cats and 2 teenagers and 2 adults, it got very, very messy and awful looking. And then, when my parents divorced, and I moved out here, and I wanted to take care of my mother, so I, made room for her to come and stay with me, she brought half of the sectional with her, and left the other half there. For some reason? I think it was her way of saying, like, I'm dividing my possessions and half is for you and half is for me. I don't understand. Some misguided something or other. But for a while there, our couch was literally half a sectional. So, that one's gone now, and we have a full sectional, and it rocks. Both my partner and I get to splay out on the couch. Marley says, I don't believe I've ever met your partner. I don't hear about them very often. If you've seen Harmony in the Ice Cap Zone server, that's her. Get some water. I'm surprised I still don't talk often enough about my partner. I feel like I've brought her up like every other pre-stream at this point. Like, one of my recent pre-streams, I was talking about how I met her through the Sonic fan community. Marley says, oh, I'm a little stupid. No, you're fine. It's chill. It's definitely not as obvious as it could be, but maybe it doesn't have to be. Like, when we first met up in fucking 2020, when social media was almost normal, and by almost, I mean, good God, it was a motherfucker. One of the first things we did when we became partners was we put each other's usernames in each other's bios with little hearts, you know, like people do on Twitter. We continued that tradition on Blue Sky, but, most other places we just kind of left alone. I mean, we're partners, we live in the same house. Why would we shout it from the fucking rooftops on every single social media? But at the same time, it's nice. It's nice to get to do that and acknowledge that, yes, I do have a partner and we are very close. Marley says, like, I genuinely think I've heard you mention they're your partner, and probably just for gore. Yeah, fair enough. And he says, see, Josh and I just kept playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles together and talking closely. That's still such an excellent story. Meeting through us, my partner and I meeting through Twitter is also an excellent story, but also, like, it's the same way that I met Pretty. Is that I saw you on the who to follow box and I was like, you seem cool, let me follow you. And then we just started, you followed me back and we just started talking and talking and talking and talking. And now we're close friends. I feel like I met a surprising number of people through Twitter like that, and I don't know, I'm gonna miss that. A lot of the newer social medias seem to be like, no, we want to give you your privacy, so we're not gonna do all this personalization and discovery shit. I mean, Blue Sky kinda has a little bit of it. Tumblr has a decent amount of it, but Mastodon nearly fucking prides itself on not having much of any of it. And Co-Host also does that to the point that it doesn't even have metrics to begin with. You can't see who anyone's following. And he says, the Crystal Chronicles gets terrible reviews, but I genuinely don't fucking care. That game means so much to me. I remember when we were supposed to play it, and I still have the GameCube copy you sent me. Long ago, when you were supposed to come over here and we were supposed to Let's Play it together. So that was a thing that was gonna happen. But that copy is still sitting on my shelf. I don't have the Switch version, though. Might look into it sometime. Marley says, me and my boyfriend just autistically rant about our interests. Oh yeah, absolutely. Literally the way our DM started was, wanna talk about objects? Always start somewhere. I didn't ever think I would have that, actually. Like, growing up, I never realized that part of the romantic aspect of being autistic was to autistically info dump at each other and share in each other's interests. Like, I fully expected that I would land a nice, perfect, Christian, straight woman partner who was, you know, not into video games like every other straight woman Christian in my life. Not just my mother, just like every single person in church and outside of it. I genuinely thought I wouldn't have that connection with my partner, and yet here I am, having found a partner that I can have that connection with, and it's eye-opening. It's more important than I ever realized it would be. Penny says, I know they apologized for the HD release of Crystal Chronicles, but I really wish I could send that team a Japanese email telling them, hey, for what it's worth, this is the most important game to me because it's how I met my partner. Thank you. Absolutely. I feel like every game has the potential to be that for somebody. Even the quote-unquote worst games, like, you know Sonic 06 brought multiple people together like that. Why would Crystal Chronicles be any different? Crystal Chronicles being a game that is surely, at worst, just not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I know it has a lot of great mechanics to it and a lot of thoughtful design in it. I don't see why the HD version would have destroyed it or anything. We've talked about this in the past, I know. You will defend that game to the death, and I don't blame you for it one bit, especially because of how sentimental it is to you. But it was sentimental even before the HD release, and you don't seem to be bothered by the HD release, so I think it's good. It's probably good, right? Marley says, I met my partner through a tiny little Big Planet Discord server. I love those little community corners where you can find somebody who you never expected to find anywhere else. And just connect with somebody on such a deep level like that. Get a drink of water while Rennie finishes typing. You're on the spot now, I'm watching you. Just this period in between jobs has been very restful, but also very off the wall so far, so it's nice when I get to sit down and just play a video game, you know? I want to do that more often. I want to try and get more streams in. I want to do more than just Penny on Sunday, because I've been seriously looking forward to playing more Penny since last Sunday. Penny says, Penny says, I'll put it this way. Josh and I played Crystal Chronicles online through the entire game, and we beat it and fell in love. It's fine. Yeah, that sounds about what I expected. I don't see why people have such problems with it, but I also haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. I'm sure there's a whole story going on there. What was I saying? I got a buzz for something? Many beautiful women are messaging me in my inbox once again. No, it's just a to-do list reminder. I've been looking forward to playing more Penny's Big Breakaway for the whole week, especially since this last week has felt so goddamn long. It's felt like 3 or 4 weeks in one. I feel like I have been off of work for literally a month. Thank God that's not the case, otherwise I'd be in deep shit. But the days feel much longer when I am not spending them waiting for my time to clock out, you know? And I'm hoping my next job will be a lot better about that. But that also means that, like, I've spent what feels like a month in between the last Penny's Big Breakaway episode and this one, and I've just been waiting, looking forward to playing it. I kind of want to stream it more often, actually. I might do it more than just Sundays. You might see this during the week sometime if I feel like I need to pick me up. That's really the point of what I'm trying to say about that. He says, I hope very soon we'll get to play Untitled Goose Game together on stream. That sounds like fun. Marley says, to be honest, I've been trying to find more games to play on stream. Recent ideas have consisted of B3313 and SRB2. Also randomly streamed Baldi yesterday, and that panned out pretty well. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I was busy yesterday, so I would have tuned in. I would definitely be interested in seeing you play B3313, though. That is an excellent Mario. That is an excellent Mario experience. Almost like if Mario had a walking simulator that was... I like how B3313 plays on your existing knowledge of Mario 64. It's so fascinating. Just from that angle alone, and there's so much history behind how it was made, where it came from. Not just the fact that it's based on all of the Mario 64 betas, but also the fact that this has been in development for so long, and changed hands and ideas so many times. It's gone through so many different iterations, and the end result is just truly endless and fascinating. You could dive into that for literal ages. B3313 is such a strange experience. God, I want to play more of it, says Marley. I've been purposefully holding off on it because I want to stream it. That's probably smart, just don't do that with too many games, because I started holding off on games because I wanted to stream them, and now I have a 60-plus game backlog. Oops. It's probably about time we started knocking some of that down, huh? Why don't we hop into Penny? Switch this over, switch over to the game, switch my monitor over. Let's hop into Penny. I want to play some video game. Marley says, oops, have you been holding games back from yourself because you want to stream them? It's okay, I do that all this goddamn time still, even though I know better. Probably turn this down a little bit, huh? Just a little? There we go.